Hello everyone. The title of my speech is Warriors of the Night. And so, beyond the tropical paradise these islands are known to be, there is a spiritual realm that has been respected for thousands of years. Through ancient battles, sacrifices, and plagues, Hawaii is believed to be the home of many restless souls that weren't able to properly pass into the afterlife. This is why Hawaii is a place of heavy spiritual and supernatural activity. Kahukai o Kapo, or the Marchers of the Night, otherwise known as Night Marchers, are among the most highly respected supernatural entities in Hawaii, their presence arousing awe and fear amongst islanders of various backgrounds. Although the appearance of ghostly processions is not unique to Hawaii, the island's night marchers embody the ancient cultural values of social order, obligation, and obedience that transcend death. In this speech, I will talk about the legend of the night marchers. I will explain the nights and locations that they're believed to come out, and I'm also going to help you guys understand why it is important and how knowing about night marchers basically gives you a better perspective on Hawaiian culture and beliefs. So, the legend of the night marchers is that basically they are processions that include dead chiefs, chiefesses, priests, and they're usually accompanied by their warriors. And these are spirits that walk the nights of the islands on coastal trails, by heiaus and such. And basically, it's a pretty freaky thing around here. And like at first you'll hear a lot of people will hear drums by the beating of like old Hawaiian drums, and then in the distance you'll see torches coming, and that it's usually a bad thing that you don't want to be there. And they could be accompanied by Hawaiian chanting, which could send chills down your body. So this is like, I mean, it sounds like folklore, but many people have stories through hundreds of years of living here, and it's all the same, and it's all pretty real. So yeah, it's dangerous to interfere with the procession. Usually, if you do encounter one, like a line of these warriors, sometimes you'll hear the flea or they'll warn you with a kapu, and if you ignore that, then you may hear the cry "O'ia," which means pierce that, basically pierce him or kill him, and that they're referring to you. So. Mary Kavena Kukui, who is a kupuna, she basically advises to strip naked and lay still if you were to ever be in the presence of this. And basically you're stripping yourself down and you're bowing down and showing your respect to them. So nights and the nights and locations on where they march. So the chief processions, or the night of Pokane, are believed to be on the 27th phase of the moon. And that's when the moon is very small, so that would be considered the dark nights of the month. And the Po'aku, or the 14th night, is kind of in the middle of the month, and that's kind of the same thing where the moon likes to sit on the horizon, and this is when lots of supernatural activity is believed to occur. And this night, it is believed that when these processions do appear, that there heavy winds come through the forest, creating paths for them to come through, creating paths for the gods and the ancient alii, and there's freakish weather like thunder, lightning, and just torrential downpours that appear, and heavy surf also. And this is basically something that can happen at any time. It doesn't have to, like, a lot of times it won't be a storm, it'll just be something freaky just happening, and you know it doesn't feel right. So the times that they are believed to basically appear are right after sunset, around 7:30ish, and usually to the early hours before dawn, so around like 2 a.m. And that's when it's believed to be very heavy activity. And phantom travelers, as Catherine Lumala calls them, she says that they proceed between one's populace towards sites of the former heiau, battlefield, burial ground, etc. So basically they're traveling from what used to be villages to ancient battlegrounds or heiaus where offerings are made to their gods and such. And they can be found around every island. I've heard that here. I've heard many stories about on Oahu. I've heard on Makapu, Kaena Point, North Shore. I've heard of stories in Nuguanu Valley, the Pali Lookout, Kalihi, just it happened anywhere. And now that basically that there's been a lot of industrialization of Hawaii and the islands, and a lot of infrastructure is built on these Hawaiian trails, and they're like a lot of these buildings are like having supernatural occurrences that happen, a lot of unexplainable things like ghostly things, and that's because they're believed to be on old night marcher trails. So why is it important to know about this? Basically, it's important to know about night marchers, I feel, because it basically gives you a respect of Hawaiian culture and their beliefs, because the Hawaiians truly believed in this. They believe that it was their, a lot of them were their ancestors who were traveling with these people, and a lot of times they think that they could be welcoming a family member who had passed away and such, taking them on. So this is it's a big deal, and basically by you all you guys understanding this or having a little more knowledge that if it were to ever happen to you, you kind of be aware of what to do. You don't have to strip naked, but you could get out of there for sure. And yeah, so to wrap it up, hopefully all of you learned a little about Hawaiian culture and folklore, which is believed to be true. I spoke about the legend behind the night marchers, when and where they are believed to appear, and why it is important to know about them. As Martha Beckwith noted in Hawaiian mythology, family ties in the afterworld remain unbroken, and all Hawaiians believe in the power of spirits to return to the scenes they knew on earth in the form in which they appeared while they were alive. Especially it is true of the processions of gods and spirits who come on certain sacred nights to visit certain sacred places. So it is important to basically respect the spiritual realm that exists here on the islands. Oh, and for my visual, I brought this book, Obake Files. If any of you were to be interested in like Hawaii, it's focused on Hawaii supernatural folklore, and a lot of it is hand or like personal interviews with people who have experienced this, and it's a book I really enjoyed growing up. It informed me a lot. It's a lot of spooky stuff, but yeah, it's cool. So thank you.